Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to the Asgard's Fall playtest, or welcome back to it if you caught my Asgard's Fall Origins coverage a couple months ago. It's a... kind of loud, let me fix that. It's a Norse-themed, bullet heaven. Ooh, but how do I play as the other character? Ah, Warrior Huntress, there we go. I want to see how she works. I like this kind of like, ooh, this is nice. So I think this is the character skill tree, which they've switched around as well. I'll have to see how that plays, but I think we need to do a regular run. Let's just do Midgard first and then make it work. Oh. Okay, was this? I have no idea. +4 damage. Ooh, okay. So we actually have locations to explore and grab things on. I like. Crit strike chance. So it's got a little bit of that, that death must die DNA mixed in, which I'm immediately a big fan of. Having things to wander around and find on the map is, I'm going to say, very important to actually making these games feel not boring. I don't specifically want to call like the more arena-focused bullet heavens kind of dull, but they lack much. They lack pretty much any semblance of a goal. Okay, so what do we want to do? Summon fiery volcanoes periodically bursting out. Thor's Wrath, call lightning from the sky, hitting random targets in the surroundings, or persistent aura around you, chilling enemies. I could also re-roll if I want to. I'm gonna go for the projectile and summon just in case that actually is something that matters. Oh, okay. What's the deal with the stone? I have no idea. It just like popped out and seemed important, but I do not know. I like the bigger environments too, it feels nice. And yeah, the volcanoes are kind of fun. I don't quite like the fact that the enemies are spawning from off-screen. It's not a huge deal, but it's mostly just one of those where I'm actually killing some of the enemies off-screen, including the experience. Greetings, brave wanderer. Thou hast earned the favor of the fates. Behold the web of weird, where the threads of destiny may be woven by thine own hand. Each node awaits a knot. Each choice shapes thy path. Let me reveal the ancient knots bestowed by the cosmos. Okay, knot of power, so crit strike modifier. Knot of power, bastion of strength, place it upon the web and enhance thy vigor, wisdom, or fortitude directly. Each node filled with this knot shall bolster thee in straightforward battle or peril. Knot of echo, subtle yet potent. It magnifies the might of adjacent knots of power. Lay it wisely to multiply thy strength. Crafting echoes of power where needed most. Node multiplier, ×2, okay. The Knot of Fate, a rare and mystical boon. It draws upon the rune power from its linked knots of power. Let's see. When enough energy converges, it awakens, granting thee blessings far beyond mortal ken. Choose now, traveler, and with care and cunning, thy journey through the web begins. With each ascension in skill, a new knot can be claimed and placed. Where wilt thou cast thy lot? So what is 8? By connecting knots of power until the... Okay, so it needs to just connect 8, question mark? That boosts one, but only one that it's next to. I could also go for a reroll, which I think I'm going to in this case. So ignite chance, or just a flat damage. Oh, and a ring power of 2, question mark. I like the idea of the ignite chance, actually. I'm gonna put it right here, for now. Namely, the random totems we're finding increase my stats. But I haven't seen any of them tweak my, like, ignite chance for any reason whatsoever. And so I'm wondering if it's one of those where, okay, do we want to do Giant's Tooth? Pierce random targets with massive spears? Sure. Oh, that's kind of fun. I think I'm going to try and go all in on fire for the time being, seeing as half of my abilities and upgrades already seem to kind of focus on that. Though most things seem to die in extremely short order, so it's not that big of a deal. 2 times node multiplier. Huh. Chill chance or shock chance. Sure. I'm gonna put it here. So the Knot of Power has been boosted. So maybe I should have actually put that Ignite chance elsewhere, but it's fine. I actually think that Knots of Power setup is one of the more interesting upgrade paths I've seen. I have no idea how much of, like, the feedback I had dropped on the previous, like, my previous video on this game. I don't know how much of that actually factored into a lot of these decisions. And, you know, frankly, I'd actually be perfectly happy if none of them did. It's one of those where it's like... let's see. Oh, so we can increase the damage of Mistbane, which is probably our regular projectile? Sure. I don't think I need the other ones. Let's see what this green thing is up here. Golden apple. Ah, healing. Of course. Because I remember giving a fair bit of feedback because it was like a generic but interesting bullet heaven that felt fairly compelling. And, oh, well, now we needed the apple, I suppose. And now it's kind of come into its own as actually a fairly unique product. It's Heimdall's Vigilance, a 2x multiplier, but I don't know if I can boost a boost. Can I? No, you cannot boost a boost. That sucks. It was something I had to check. Because there was a visual change almost implying that it would. But it doesn't seem to be the case. Okay, crit strike multiplier. I will admit, I do wish that the random totems gave me a choice of 2, at the very least. I like the fact that they are just random stats, and I think that's good. I think that's a very good way of encouraging players to actually explore your map. But I will always also advocate for some level of decision-making as part of these even mid-run progression systems, just so players can kind of pick and choose a little bit more. But that might also just be a me thing. Maybe people don't mind as much. It's the Ember Axe. Throwing explosive? Sure. Let's just get more into this mix. So something is exploding at me, I'm noticing. But I'm entirely unsure of what. Oh, we got an apple. I should probably snag that. Oh, is it just those little guys? I have no idea. Physical attacks have a chance to reduce the remaining cooldown of abilities. Increased fire damage or armor. I think I'm gonna do... Okay, effect not active. But yeah, if I can double that, that'd be nice. What is that? Ah. Oh, is that the magnet? Might be. Roll a sword around you? Eh. We can do rerolls. We can also just do ice arrows. Let's do ice arrows. More projectiles. Bleed chance, dash amount, increase cold damage. Now we can reroll. Hello, attack speed. Okay, so it looks like that's active now. We can upgrade Ember Axe, so it reduces the cooldown. Or we can... yeah, sure. So it actually looks like it's some of the little guys that are firing the weird meteors at me, actually. I might also want to invest a little bit into movement speed. Interesting. Yeah, did the totems respawn? I was hoping we'd be periodically gaining more upgrade totems, but it looks like there might just be a set number on the map. I guess that's fine. Certainly makes it easier for me to stop exploring after a certain point and just deal with the masses of enemies coming after me. Yeah. Unless there's more that I do not know of. I think that is it. The question is, does experience go away? No. At least... maybe not. Music's kind of fun. It's got kind of that nice vocal level where it's just like, yeah, it feels like I'm doing an epic thing. Or this is like the main menu of some kind of adventure RPG. Where you go on, you know, a big adventure. So node multiplier, and node multiplier. Big damage. I think we want to re-roll until we get a chill chance. Because we want to open it up to the point where I'm able to actually get that big booster. summon a fire tornado roaming around the battlefield. Absolutely. And I think we are actually maxed on abilities at the moment. Let's see. What do we have? Big node multiplier. Also node multiplier. We probably want the big one. Only immediate problem is it does not vibe with any of these. I could just put it here. Sure. Just leave as is. And the other thing I gotta do is probably just use and abuse my rerolls heavily. There's no reason not to. As far as I can tell, the purple resource is not used for anything apart from rerolls, which actually kind of introduces a neat economy aspect of it if, you know, I'm willing to spend the resources. Or if I'm given cause to. I'm dying, which is something I should probably work on. Here's some mount on my bow. Part of it is I have a bad build, or bad build, you know, I just haven't leveraged things as well as I possibly could have. And so some part of me is just like, I don't know. Wouldn't mind doing a quick reset. Starting over, getting a little bit of the meta progression, and, you know, doing a slightly better run next time. Ow. Hoping I could dash through that, but no dice. Chill power, crit strike multiplier, or... I mean, we want the crit. So 34% crit, Viking's Resolve is active, but might not be doubled. At least it doesn't look like the effects were doubled. I wish there was kind of a visual indicator of like, hey, this, you cannot multiply this one. This is not one of those. It is too powerful. Personally, I'd rather everything be designed around the idea of being able to use these multipliers. Though I do feel like I would love to see more than just multipliers as options. You know, things that add weird tweaks. I guess multipliers are easy. Weird tweaks are hard. You know, it'd be kind of cool. Well, I don't know. You know, actually a big one, I'd say. What is this? Crit strike multiplier. Huge? 50%. Looks like that might be the upper limit. What is my crit chance? Oh, crit strike multiplier is our crit damage. Oh. So I've got big crit damage, but no crit chance. Oh, that explains things. I messed up. I don't even know where my cursor is in this mix. I might just want to throw an auto aim as well. Let's just upgrade my regular arrows for the time being, just in case I can do more with that. Magnet? Magnet. Okay, Frostfire Infusion. Projectiles have a chance to apply both Ignite and Shield effects on taking damage, Temp Shield, or increase fire damage. If I put it here, okay, it's just already active. Scotty's Ice Arrow. Increases the amount. Or the Inferno. Let's go for the Inferno. I think those are the tornadoes? I think it increases the amount of tornadoes that I'm just hucking around. So I might as well mention at this point, seeing as we're just running around for a little bit and don't have too many topics that I want to, like, go too deep on. I don't know. We're just running around. If you do want to play the playtest, it is... So the game's not available yet. There is an Origins demo, but I wouldn't recommend it. That's an older version of the game and not indicative of the current version. The playtest is available via the main game store page and just requesting access. It's one of those automated ones where you get access immediately. I understand why Steam has the, like, request access option, but it just has never seemed necessary. So extra movement speed is big. Bleed chance is nice, but yeah, let's go for a 32% move speed. Because if I can go faster, we no longer have to worry about the melee attacks of enemies, and that's going to be big in and of itself. I do like the talent tree system. I think that's cool. I think my only mild fear with it is like, what happens if you hit max level? And the answer is probably you just won't. I don't know how long these runs are supposed to go on for, but presumably you just finish the game first. Oh. These are randomized. Because it's a 50% damage increase to Scotty's Ice Arrow. That, I actually really like that. Like, I love the talent tree system that has a lot of interesting customization. I like to see it go a little bit further, but I don't have any, like, specific ideas off the top of my head of how to get it there. But I do like the fact that none of these are sets. I played the Temtem Bullet Heaven a couple days ago, which, you know, if you're watching this video, you probably saw that one as well. And that was much more like traditional Vampire Survivors, which is fine. Let's see, increased fire damage, increased attack speed. Berserker's Fury. Physical damage if it has a chance to enrage the player. I like that, but nah. Increased cold damage. Problem is I don't really do cold. Extra dash amount though. I'll take it. Grab an apple. Grab another apple, I think. I think I grabbed another apple. Oh, and we do actually have a boss of sorts. Oh, the 10-minute mark, of course. Ow. Yeah, that extra movement speed is certifiably huge. Unfortunately, I don't have any, like, particular boss mulching abilities. It's mostly just run around and shoot them with my regular attack, which I guess is fine. That seems reasonably strong on its own. I guess this makes those shrines not that big of a deal. The fact that they don't come back. If you're only on these runs for 10 minutes, who cares if, like, the randomly generated shrines don't stick around? I think I'd almost be more of a fan of make the shrines weaker, but make them show up as soon as you, like, as soon as you clear one, the next one shows up, so that you're just kind of constantly finding them for very, very small bonuses. Just so you have, like, a reason to constantly be seeking them out as opposed to just going purely into fight mode. But that just might be coming from me as somebody who likes Death Must Die. That, here, I'm actually going to go into the options, automatic aim, turn it on. No reason for me to be aiming manually here. There we go. I feel like I'm playing an MMO with this, just slightly. Yeah, let's slap her into oblivion. Perfect. And we get a runestone, whatever it does. Oh, are we not done? I guess we're not. Okay, upgrade Mistbane for a big damage upgrade? Yup. Yeah, so even those are randomized. So you get random stats, and they also have random rarities. So the higher the rarity, the more powerful the upgrade. I really like that. Having set upgrade levels is, I don't want to say it's boring. Ooh, purple? Ah. Probably actually unnecessary, all things considered. Set upgrade levels are boring because it means every single run is going to be the same. Whereas this one, there is now the possibility that I just go all in on bow. Or all in on Fire Tornado and do all sorts of, like, crazy upgrades to make it goofy strong. And kind of fun in its own way. I am in danger. This has gotten a little bit punchier. Having that extra dash and the extra movement speed especially, ow, is saving my bacon. And my butt bacon. That's gross. Why did I say that? It does strike me that I think going for AoEs is probably more practical in the long term here, at least against groups. I think the real trick with the game is to build for exactly 2 weapons, one for AoE, one for ranged. Let's see, more movement speed. Like, some of these are good. Max health is tempting, but eh. There we go. There we go. Nice node multiplier. So that would be crit strike multiplier, which I could boost further. Let's see, that's attack speed. I don't think I can replace it. I don't think I can boost Knot of Fate. So yeah, I guess I'll put it there. So now my crit strike multiplier is even higher. If only I actually had crit chance to work with. This means I have a 5% chance of doing how much damage? Tab. There we go. 250% extra damage is pretty good. But yeah, it does very much enhance the absolute need to boost some things. We might also want a little bit more movement speed. It's a little hard to stay ahead of the curve on some of these upgrades. Boy, those shield chargy guys are just everywhere. There's so many of them too. I'm not really feeling like the ignition damage is doing over much to them. I do also wish after beating the boss you got a more Mistbane. After beating the boss, at least some of the shrines would come back. Just because? I don't know, it just seems kind of weird to have these like cool shrines that you go find. That don't... Like, you use them exactly once and that's it. And they are no longer relevant ever again. It's mostly fine, it just... I don't know. Whoop. Oh... It just feels like it would be an opportunity for extra... I guess the point of shrines is mostly to force players encourage players to make greedy decisions. Ooh, health regen. I'm going to snag that and double it, so we get 4 health regen. I don't know how fast that is. It's 4 health every 5 seconds, maybe? But that's going to help me stay topped off. I like the doubling nodes. I like the adjacency bonuses. Like, all of that actually feels incredibly good to be. Player agency is, like, a huge thing you're probably gonna hear me talk about over and over again, especially when it comes to, like, builds. And just, like, moveset customizations and, like, yeah, how do we make these games feel much more interesting? Yeah, I'm probably just going to keep focusing on my bow. I don't actually know if that's a practical... if it's that practical. But it seems worthwhile to, like, really hone in on one thing and do it incredibly well. If I can. But yeah, so having these nodes that you put down on your kind of knots of fate... you know, having them determine so much of, like, hey, if you put this here, you can boost this one there. And, like, that feels really good to me. The increased fire damage is kind of tempting. Berserker's Fury. Another node multiplier, which, like, could boost the regen further. Increased fire damage. Crit strike chance, desperately needed. I'm gonna put it there. Because yeah, my crit damage is so high that not having a high crit chance is, I'm not gonna say killing me exactly, because it's not really that big of a deal, but I put so many of my upgrades into crit damage that it's holding me back a little bit. I wonder how the leveling curve works out. I'll have to see by the end of this where it lasts or lines up. Scotty... Oh, that's Scotty's ice arrow. Sure. Giving me 4 is probably worth it. More dash amount, more bleed chance. I don't know what bleed does exactly. Upon receiving fatal damage, gain a brief period of invulnerability. Heal over time. Increased fire damage, movement speed. Increased fire damage. I'm gonna put it there. Okay, we don't care too deeply about these. I don't mind going for the ice arrows to some degree. Pierce them out on the Mistbane. All ice arrows. Sure. Holy smokes, that's a lot of AoE's just following me around. What is he even shooting at me? It's a little difficult to tell. Actually, it looks like they just explode, so we have no way of knowing what enemy is doing that effect. Health regens, also just incredibly solid. Okay. Let's see. More dash amount. It's tempting. And more fire damage. Even more fire damage. And compared to the last one, actually not as good. The problem is I'm really hoping I can get another multiplier, but they're not the most forthcoming at the moment. Which is like a little bit of a shame. Okay, scoot past. Try to just hoover. Yeah, one of the reasons why I'm kind of advocating for the return of those shrines, Jotunfire, Outburst, that's the volcanoes. It's kind of tough because the like main arrow, giving it all that pierce is nice, but I'd love to give it like a higher quantity. I think the answer is it's just the wrong horse to tie my cart to. I would have been better with the tornadoes. I think even the ice arrows get some cool upgrades, but it varies. I think just pierce amount caps out after a certain point. Though it definitely goes pretty far in this game just because there's so many enemies all the time. But yeah, without the shrines, I have no reason no reason to explore or wander around or really do anything other than go in a specific circle. But if I had like micro objectives or yeah, more of these towers that I had to go hunt down, possibly as fast as possible, it could kind of balance it out a little bit. Okay, so that gives me even more regen. And even more fire damage. Part of the reason why I didn't want to invest too hard into the ice arrows. I don't know. It's kind of working out for me. I think there's a lot of better build options that I could have gone for. But that is kind of the nature of these games, and I think it is one of the reasons, one of the things that makes them the most compelling, is specifically, whoa, what are these things? They're like weird mushroom dudes. They're very fast. The nature of these games is to always want to do another run, in hopes of specifically like having a better or more interesting build. Yeah, it's just more pierce amount. So sure, let's do the Inferno. Yeah, I think I could have specifically gone for the tornadoes or the volcanoes instead, and like really focused in on those. And led for more of like a huge burn damage kind of build. Maybe. See, I don't think my burn chance is particularly amazing. It's decent, but not, like, killer. Because I think my ignite chance is just 10%. But my fire damage is absurd. Can I actually check? Because, yeah, these are all just fire damage. Yeah, big crit strike multiplier. Seems like really going for those ×4s, though. Also very important. Yeah, I like the idea of the Knot of Fate. I was really hoping I could modify those too, and hello. Jormungandr is just here now. I was hoping to get a magnet beforehand, but hey, whatever. Oh, he's Snake. That's funny. I wonder if I'm triggering a bunch of cooldowns really quickly. So the one problem with the tornadoes, I will say, is not very good for clearing bosses. Whereas, like, I actually really like the Stab Spear. The Stab Spear and the Volcano both work together very well. They actually know how to aim at an enemy. And can potentially rip them. I don't know where I've taken all this damage from. It's fine. Are we done? Okay, yeah, we're for sure done. It's counting down. So beat Jormungandr, and that's the run. Okay. Yeah, consider adding it to your wish list. Actually do so. Like, if this game seems at all appealing to you, I'd highly recommend it. Trying it out, but then also, yeah, wish list. So, arrow pierces more, or summons a wolf companion. Lunges into enemies, makes them bleed. So she's got a lot of summons. Poison to arrows. Damage of your arrows. Damage of all summons. Problem is we need more summon unlocks, but maybe that's fine. It looks like we can get up to 100. I did kind of like the previous talent tree as a little bit because it seemed like it had a little bit more customization, but this also feels a lot more personalized. So let's take a look at what the warrior has upgrade-wise. So more armor, more health from health pickups, extra max health, dash amount, thorns when you dash, size of your thorns, 2% damage for every armor you have. Leveling up, you heal 10%, gain movement speed for a little while. Ooh, that's nice. Let's change the sword swing with the whirlwind attack. Whirlwind attack size, sword damage, dropping under a certain amount, get stronger, heal after killing enemies, 100 enemies until reaching 50% health. Neat. Yeah, do we want to try sword swinging guy? I guess we do. All right, let's check this guy out, and let's go to Muspelheim just so we have something else to check out. So, what do we want to do? Big AoEs, that's a must. +1 dodge chance. Oof. I think I might want to go for like big AoE, huge swing, attack speed maybe? I don't think I want to mess around with status effects. They're good, but they're not like end all be all. Okay, some max health, some crit chance. It feels like they're supposed to be kind of constantly showing up, except for the fact that they're pretty strong. Let's see. I guess let's just fight these guys for a bit. Ow. Okay. So we have the Inferno. So that's the fire tornadoes. That's the ice arrows. Or I could just increase my... Nah, these are... Nah. I did like the Ember Axe. Maybe what we do is we go for Ember Axe and Leviathan Axe Throw. Maybe I should have actually gone for the Leviathan Axe Throw. Hard to tell. Okay. It's a good multiplier. Or leave a trail of fire as you move. Okay, I'm actually just going to put it there in the corner. It will be easy enough to get that up to maximum. And a fire trail just seems like a kind of no-brainer bonus damage source. A little bit of armor. little bit of dodge chance. The dodge chance is part of the reason why I was like, yeah, it would be nice if I could actually somewhat choose. Just because this is not going to be much of a dodge build, I'm not going to be investing into it, so it seems a little silly for me to have the, like, 2 to 3% dodge chance that I do. Oh, big slime. Oh, it's big and it's very shiny? I don't know. That just, it's got good slime vibes. Whirl Slash. You know what? I'll do Whirl Slash. We might want to stack a couple of physical related things. In fact, that physical might even work better. Okay, Knot of Power, increase physical damage. Alright, there's just our answer. I wonder what determines when I, Ow. Ow. Yeah, slimes are going to be a little tough. I think we don't quite do enough damage. Ow. Yeah, Blood Veil is just my regular sword. Oh, it's a slightly higher version. Sure. And unfortunately, it's really hard to avoid the slime damage while also hitting them. I think this would be a smudge easier if I was actually rolling the archer. I guess the other one is turn options, automatic aim. I think in this case, actually being able to aim would go kind of far. Okay, what do we have? No multiplier, blood frenzy. Attacks have a chance to generate a stacking buff. Increase in attack speed. Small node multiplier, tempting. I think I'll just put it there. 50% increase to damage. Now I should be able to one-shot a lot of the little mooks. I think that was one of the downsides with me specifically focusing my bow, or on my bow, but then also focusing on physical damage, as I wasn't mixing them particularly well. Let's see, Fenrir's Claws? Sure. Let's mix some physical up in here. Yeah, just kind of mulch through these guys. If I can. I have to be kind of careful with how I approach the big slimes. Okay, I'm looking for a gold. Ouch. 1 dash or 10% physical. I'll just do a dash. Ow. Okay. We got some golden apples. I just have to get to them. There we go. If we can find any amount of regen, that is going to be nice. What is doing all this fire? I have no idea. Let's go for a Giant's Tooth, just because it's another good melee. Even if it's mostly just to keep enemies off of... Ow. Enemies off of me. Oh, is it that thing? Yeah, there's these gray little fire mage-looking dudes floating around. Unfortunately, getting at them is a trial in and of itself. Okay, we have Shock Chance. But I think I'm going to go for the attack speed. This way I can get the fire trail. Oh, did I die? I think I did. Yeah, I did. bet I don't have any talent points. I bet we specifically have to beat a boss for that. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the first region. It was just a little easier, and I'm gonna say the Muspelheim music was just like a little tinny and distant. I'm not entirely sure how to describe it, but I wasn't feeling it that well. This music just hits just a little bit harder. Okay, I'm along the edge. We want to find all of those shrines. We do want to find experience. But we mostly want to just scoot. Let's see, Shattering Ground. Sure. Okay, so it's kind of your standard rock line. I like the elemental damage. I think it's good. I'm a little bit worried that it's too easy to pigeonhole. Like, the damage type is, I think, my one potential concern with this one. That it's too easy to be like, well, this is the fire build, this is the lightning build, this is the cold build. I think mostly from the perspective of you end up just going homogenous. And, well, like, homogeneity, I do not actually know how to pronounce that word. Let's see, increase damage, Okay, I might actually grab Chilling Aura just because. Just being able to slow everything near me wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, so the blue fire is, of course, anything that is frozen. You know, honestly, I'd almost say maybe make them... Ooh. I'm gonna put that in there. We'll upgrade them if it's valuable. But yeah, I'd almost specifically give them like a blue outline, and then kind of like blue shift the character sprites. Or like kind of like a pale blue overlay on top of them to make them look a little colder. The fire is a little confusing. I want Hugin and Moonin, but a 50% damage increase to my main weapon is good. Hopefully we can increase the AoE in some meaningful fashion. I want to swing a big sword. I want to slap people 2 screens over with the biggest sword in the universe. Oh, I want to play one of these games at some point where the upgrades like that actively visually show on the weapon too. Okay, some health regen would actually be lovely. Not a power +1 dash. Huh. So rarity doesn't affect that at all. Ow. The other thing we might want to invest into is some attack speed, just so I can slap quickly. Because yeah, we got 7% crit chance, which is great. But AoE and attack speed are kind of big go-tos. Let's see, Hugin and Moonin? Sure. Oh, do they just rotate around me? No, I just have birds that fly around. Okay. You know what? I'll take it. It's not exactly what I was expecting, but I don't hate it. I think I'm just gonna have kind of like a couple rows of tier 2s just like split down that side. Because at least if I have any kind of higher tier multiplier, we just slap it down. And hopefully it boosts a lot of them. Hugin and Moonin, damage increase. Blood Veil, damage increase. Pretty minor, though. Can't get more. Guess I'll just go for Blood Veil. Yeah, I gotta watch my health a little bit. Unlike the archer who can kind of stay away, most of my abilities are entirely focused on anything that is directly next to me. And that has some risks. We might also want just a little bit of movement speed. There we go. See, this is what I was kind of hoping for. Maybe. I'm actually going to put it there. That way we've boosted the attack speed and can potentially boost it a bunch more. Okay. Be a whole bunch of attack speed's probably going to help, though I'm not sure if that factors into other weapons. Oh, that's an interesting question. Ah, big blood veil damage increase. I mean, if it gets to the point where I can just one-shot everything, alright, I'll take it. Yeah, the cold aura is not holding hard enough. Oh, there was a random enemy shot. Damn. Yeah, let's just try it again. Like, I feel like this guy's got the gumption. He's got what it needs. I just need to see it through. We might also want to just pick an element and just go for that instead. Because some of the physical attacks are okay. They're not terrible. But they don't excite me. I think I'll try lightning, see how that goes. I say as I find a purple upgrade that increases Blood Veil's damage by 50%. Actually, you know, maybe that's fine. Okay, dash amount or max health. Probably the dash amount. Because the max health is nice, but we need healing more than just HP. Well, some flat crit chance from one of the shrines is nice. Yeah. Just take care about my health for a moment. Just once they bunch up this bad. Okay, so here's the question. Gungnir. Yeah, do we want to just go lightning? Sure, Gungnir. Because, yeah, it just goes on the ground and zaps a bunch. If I can have that to have, like, a short cooldown or a big AoE, or multiple of them, that will be good. Physical attacks have a chance to create a stacking debuff. Decrease in max health by 70%, increase all damage. All damage types by 100%. Both of these are amazing. The one question is, does attack speed apply to everything? Because Knot of Fate on its own is also just really good. I like the idea of Blood Frenzy, but let's go for Knot of Fate for now. As it is a universal upgrade. I do feel like the, you know, on physical attack, 5% chance to increase your attack speed by 1% until you take damage. I like the idea of that, but I actually wish that was something that would show up once you have multiple physical things. Like, having some, I'm going to say upgrade recipes would actually be kind of big. That you would unlock certain abilities and upgrades and whatnot, specifically by going out of your way to get them. Let's see, Gungnir. Oh, increases the ability size. Yep. That was the hope. Admittedly, it's the common upgrade version, but still want it. Here's a question. Attack speed. It says 15%. I do not know if that applies to this thing. I'm assuming so. If it's at 5.22. Knot of Echo. Oof. Actually, if I put it here, then it's not a problem. We don't get another dash, but we don't strictly need one. But yeah, attack speed probably factors into my damage calculations. Okay, Glacial Sunder, Magmasphere, more Gungnir. It's just the rarity is bad. Let's do the Pulse. Slow-moving lightning orb is neat. I think the only thing I wish I could do is for my regular weapon attack, if I could make that specifically elemental in some way, shape, or form. Okay, Blood Frenzy. There's just flat damage. I think I'll go for the flat damage. Being able to just one-shot a bunch of things seems practical. Okay. Blood Veil, damage increase. Well, I'm just going to slap... we're just, you know, one punch. Then check how much damage it does to the pigs. Okay, so pretty much 3 or 4 shots then. I appreciate that. Unfortunately, the game's kind of got me in one of those, like, mesmerized loops. I think part of it is I'm a little sleepy. 3% dodge chance. I mean, could actually do some pretty big things with that. I think I'm gonna do this. I could do that. But this improves my damage up to plus 24. So I'm going to now do just oodles of damage. Especially if I get the damage multiplier and a couple other things just going for me. Okay, Blood Veil, nah. See, I was gonna go for a lightning build, but Blood Veil. I'm instead going for, hey, but what if my sword was big and slappy? Now I two-shot the boars. Which means if I can increase my damage by an additional 100%, I'm going to assume that's going to make it so I'm one-shotting them. Which actually does seem like that would be very good. Could use some health regen. Could use better health regen than that. Crit chance. Cannot put it there. I'll have to just put it up there. 14%? That's good enough. Okay. Do we think we found every single one of the shrines? Not sure. Yeah, movement speed would be lovely too. I don't know. Kind of fine. Oops. To speed mushroom men. I think there was some golden apples somewhere. And the slap damage though. Okay, now we desperately need some attack speed. I don't think it would actually fit in this game, but I actually kind of wish you could hit enemies and knock them into each other for damage. This sword would be a dead ringer for baseball home runs on foes. It's a 3 power, so if I put it there, now my crit strike damage is even higher? I don't remember these, like, Bone Zone dudes. Wait, oh. HP is reduced by 70%. Oh. Okay, let's go for Thor's Wrath. I didn't quite recognize that by 70% specifically meant, like, down to 30% of your usual maximum. For whatever reason, I thought it was just reduce it by 30%, and my brain was like, yeah, that's fine. Oops. Oh, it's fine. What is my crit chance now? Only 40%. Well, at least I'm gonna have no trouble just slapping my way through everything. Okay. I don't think it's worth it for me to get more upgrades on Blood Veil. I guess it would give me a bit more damage, but I think it's better that I get Thor's Wrath up. Oh, or I just instantly die. Damn. Did we not fight? Oh, we fight the boss at the 10-minute mark. Damn. Fine. Let's go back to the Archer. I'm clearly better with her right now. Let's go to Muspelheim just for variety's sake. Right. For her, we want attack speed, automatic aim. It's nice. I like the idea of aiming to center mass, but here, not practical. Easier to just focus on running around and hitting things. Okay. What else is there to say? At this point, we just run and hit. Yeah, a little bit of Pierce on the weapon wouldn't be a bad idea. But I think my better option is to mostly pick one or two side weapons to really focus on. Because unfortunately, like, we have a summon, but I don't think we actually have anything that really affects summon build. My summon build? I'll have to pay attention, though, see if any of them are summons. Because it'd be neat to specifically go for, like, yes, this is the summon build. Okay, so what do we want? Lightning? Probably. Area lasting. I like the tags. Yeah, choose judgment's kind of neat, especially if I can have it with a shorter cooldown and a longer duration. Okay, so there's an ignition chance. Crossfire infusion, but that's projectiles. There's shock chance, but it's very low. Movement speed or shock chance. I'm gonna go for the shock chance. The movement speed might have been a little bit more practical. Just for getting away, but we don't need to be close to the big bouncy slimes, so I don't think it's actually that important. Just amount 2 tiers judgment now. Oh boy. Okay, yeah, that was a good choice to go for. Anything where I can increase the amount that I'm placing down is big. Okay, and I probably shouldn't be too picky and just go for the regen. Bleed chance. Shock chance or crit chance. The main question is, can I even cause things to bleed? I think the demo is a little bit clearer. Here, there's no way of telling, but I think bleed is specific to physical attacks only. Unless they changed it, at which point, awesome. But yeah, what I was going to say is I would love to see some unlockables. Oh, dagger throw, I don't remember. Damage increase on the Mistbane. It's like a 30% damage increase. That's not bad, but I think I'm going to just go for the Tears Judgment and just keep increasing the number of them. I think in that case it was a shorter cooldown. I also love the fact that Tears Judgment is cool S or whatever it's called. I don't think that's actually intentional. I think it very much is supposed to be like a Nordic design, but it 100% looks like the cool S. Let's see. Oh, do we want to do a Knot of Echo? Sure. That doubles our shock chances. Though I'm not entirely sure what the shock, shock does as an upgrade. Okay, Pulse. I guess I'll grab Pulse. I think I need to turn auto aim back off. Because we need the lightning orbs to go right into the mass of the herded enemies. Otherwise we're wasting some of that damage potential. Okay, keep distance. Big health regen bonus there. That's going to offset an amount of the damage that I'm going to take, that I immediately took. Ow. These suckers are painful. Okay, Mistbane, Gungnir. Probably just gonna do Gungnir. Yeah, we desperately need that movement speed. The fact that those, like, these fire dudes can just place them right where I'm going is awful for me. I mean, I guess I'm going to go for increased lightning damage, but I'm going to put it over there. It's a 10% damage boost. Like, that is still good. Ow. Ah. Man. Region's hard. But also, I think, realistically, a lot of the side abilities don't quite have the oomph that I'm looking for. I'm just going to reset, go for a little bit of movement speed. Do I do another run? I think I'm going to leave it here. I like this game a lot. It feels like it needs a little bit of work. So for example, oh, what's a good example? The dash quantity. The fact that the common, uncommon, and rare, the white, purple, and gold, all of them give +1 dash is fine, but it feels like, you know, maybe that could be tied with a secondary stat. So it's like 1% dash, 1% dash and 2% movement speed, 1% dash and 10% movement speed. You know, some little secondary stat to offset the fact that, yeah, a rare dash is kind of meaningless. I guess it's not that meaningless because you can use it to unlock the purple abilities. I will say I wish the purple abilities, the ones that you have to unlock with moves, I wish some of those were unlockable specifically by having the right combo. Like if your shock value is above 25%, or if you have both an ignite and a chill chance, then you get the ability to make it so all of your projectiles have ignite and chill. Because I don't actually know what that ability does. Does it supersede the ignite and chill? Does it kick it off? Does it just give a base value? It doesn't really say. And so it would be one of those where it'd be cool if some of these would only show up if you had the correct abilities in play to begin with, just purely from the perspective of like, okay, so if I want to get the thorns on damage, I need X amount of armor upgrades and X amount of bleed, maybe, or something like that. And so once you hit those quotas, then it unlocks kind of a handful of upgrades to add to the pool. I do wish there was some level of pool modification as well. So for example, if you have nothing in your pool that can be affected by bleed damage just never shows up, or at least it doesn't initially. But once you have even one thing that adds bleed, you know, it weights the pool a little bit. So you have a 1% chance of finding bleed items. But if you have 2 items that cause bleed, then that chance doubles until you have a higher chance of getting bleed, just because. I'd also love to see just a couple more interesting stats applied to like all of the weapons and upgrades. So for example, the bow seems to only gain maybe some damage boosts. Oh yeah, damage boosts and also pierce quantity, which is fine, but I would love like a really rare upgrade to increase its number of projectiles, unless it does have that and I just missed it. You could also have rare upgrades to do wacky things like reduce range by like a significant margin, but triple the amount of projectiles you fire. Suddenly you've got a shotgun instead. Having little game-changing perks like that show up like once in a blue moon, maybe because you've gotten a couple of other upgrades to unlock the potential to even get that one, would go a very long way and would be kind of interesting. Because yeah, after a certain point, you just don't need more Pierce. You know, after 10 Pierce, the chances are you've killed all of the enemies you need to, and you'd benefit more from more projectiles, more attack speed, or just not having it in the pool at all. I think the other one is mostly just I wish there were more reasons for you to mix and match damage types. As it stands, it feels like you're kind of hurting yourself if you're mixing fire and lightning, and I feel like that needs some kind of tweak, either some kind of elemental combo effects, or maybe certain upgrades that only show up when you have both, or who knows what. Because I think those would go reasonably far as well as far as build variety goes, because for the most part it feels like, yeah, if you're doing a lightning build, you want to go all lightning so you can apply those lightning damage boosters, because guess what, you need them. It'd also be interesting if there were certain pools that, like, the more lightning abilities you have, the more certain things get added to the pool. So attack speed, cooldown reduction, movement speed, dash, and stuff like that. Like, maybe you have some generic versions, but maybe there's some elemental themed ones that are a little bit more powerful, but they only show up once you have X amount of lightning. So it's like, yeah, if I go 50-50 fire lightning, I get access to these things in the pool, but if I go all in on lightning, there's maybe 1 or 2 really good upgrades down that direction that I might want to build for. And then that way you can have some like combo elemental effects as well, like Thunder Snow. What does that do? I don't know. But having some of those like kind of nifty, unique abilities that can only be found if you hit the correct prerequisites would go a very, very long way at making this kind of exciting and fun to build for. And then you'd actually have reasons to mix and match fire and lightning in the same run, at least to some degree or another. I don't know. It's got a lot of potential, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. It just needs more time in the oven, but like luckily they're planning on a whole slew of locations to go to, 5 different playable characters, and the fact that this kind of camp location exists implies that they're probably going to have more things that you can find and unlock in camp too, which is neat. But for now, at least, if you do want to play the Asgard's Fall playtest yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. I don't know how long it's going to be going for, but I'd assume at least like another week or 2. So if you want to dive in, give it a shot, and give the devs your feedback, yeah, check it out. It's a lot of fun, and I will be back for more of this when it actually launches. Unless it has another playtest a couple of months down the line, at which point, yeah, I'll probably check it out then too. But for now, at least, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.